he seems to indirectly address the controversy that he had on Twitter. Hey, what's up, y'all? Welcome to Brews and Reviews. It's Knowledge, and today I'm reviewing Talib Kweli and Diamond D's Gotham, and I am sipping on a Leffe Abbey Ale. That is a 6.6% Blond Ale, Belgium style from, of all places, Belgium. I love these old, reliable Belgium style beers, just like I love these reliable artists on this project. Let's get into it. Talib Kweli and Diamond D are Gotham. This is a collaborative project between the two greats. Kweli was at the forefront of lyrical rap from the late 90s all the way until the late 2000s. He, of course, dropped the classic album with Mos Def, Black Star. At the time, people said that Mos was the more talented artist and Kweli was just kind of there, just kind of riding his coattails. And hey, I even thought the same thing at the time, but over time, I think Kweli's discography has been much more consistent than most, even though it might not have reached the highs that Mos Def's has reached. And Kweli is not talked about enough when it comes to legacy. He also has a penchant for working with others and bringing out the best in them while they bring out the best of him. Of course, Black Star with Mos Def, Reflection Eternal with High Tech, Liberation with Madlib, 7 with Styles P, even taking a chance on a little known rapper, Kanye West, and appearing on his debut album and having Kanye produce Kweli's greatest hit, Get By. And then there's Diamond D. He's been producing hip-hop classics since before Kweli was even on the scene. Back since 1988, Diamond D got his start, and he's produced for the likes of Brand Nubian, Lord Finesse, Show and AG, Big L, and many others from the classic New York boom bap style, which is perfect for his fellow New Yorker, Kweli, hence the name Gotham. Sons of Gotham, Diamond D proves he still has it from the very first track. We got some guitar strums, some saxophones, and a vocoder. You don't hear the vocoder enough, but this was very popular in the early and mid 90s as well as the 70s, where the artists from the 90s like Dr. Dre were pulling that vocoder sample sound from. Kweli is also not wasting time to kick multi-dimensional truths as soon as he jumps on the tracks. Speaking of Brooklyn, the borough where they're from, he says, "Keep a mean face like you don't want no problems. Too many rap dudes be talking to the 5-0. Leaking more secrets than Trump at Mar-a-Lago. We on code like Fred Hampton out of Chicago." He even addresses MAGA hat rappers on here like Kanye, except he says these others haven't earned the right because they didn't drop something like Jesus Walks. Damn, I thought Kweli said that he wasn't a political rapper on The Beautiful Struggle, but he's getting into it already. Olympic, another beat closer to the DITC style, with synth chords, groovy bass line, and spaced out electric guitar. On this one, he goes off on talentless rappers and vultures alike, basically saying that this game is a sport and he's at Olympic level while others are amateurs. And yeah, we've heard battle raps from many rappers before, but here's what sets Kweli apart. He's dropping historical, relevant metaphors to get his point across. For example, like if you debate him, your lips will be sweaty like Nixon, referring to one of the first televised presidential debates where people actually said that Nixon beat JFK if they just listened to it, but when they saw how whack Nixon looked on camera, he clearly lost. Or another one referring to him going after white supremacists. He says beating Nazis like Jesse Owens in the 1936 Olympics. Those Olympics were held in Berlin at the height of Nazism. So this is some very complex battle rapping from Kweli. The quiet one, he seems to indirectly address the controversy that he had on Twitter. He got kicked off of Twitter permanently for not being the quiet one or expressing his opinions a little too much. He's talking about bad takes and even says it's criminal, these racists in digital blackface. Digital blackface, hip-hop Twitter, that's a shot at you. And then Busta Rhymes comes in, lending his incredible flow, going off in the middle part of this track. On Mama's, one of the standouts, and I recognize this sample. I know somebody else has used this very recently. I just can't quite place it. So let me know in the comments if you know what this sample is or who else used it. And he continues on this to vividly describe this place where he's from, mentions a great forgotten song, and that's Hell Yeah by Dead Prez. Listen to that right now after you watch my video if you have not heard that Dead Prez track. And also a great group that definitely nobody talks about today, and that's Anti-Pop Consortium. Attention Span. Although very simple, this may be one of the catchiest hooks that Kweli has written in a while. He says, "You don't pay attention, man. That's why your money is the size of your attention span." That won't get out of your head after you hear it. And a stellar beat by Diamond D here, almost out of sync or off beat with the bass, but it somehow works. And Skyzoo also makes a great featured guest appearance, and Skyzoo's one of those artists that's not talked about for his great features a lot, but every time I hear Sky on a track, he does his thing and adds so much to the texture of what you're listening to. In Due Time, in what may sound like one of the more commercially tinged tracks on the album, Kweli gets very deep lyrically. Speaking about the state of the working man, he says, "How you a boss still working for your employers, facilitating orders and killing yourself for quarters, feeling like a tree fallen in the forest, suffering from crippling fear and debilitating disorders, went from kings and queens of classical antiquity to slaves, not metaphorically, actual captivity." Think about that when you're going to work and what that says. Kweli is on a socialism tip, speaking the truth about the proletariat. Pick your head up, and we continue with a groovy bass line and the socially conscious lyrics. Kweli also plays with the flow a little bit, flipping his style. And out of nowhere, John Forte makes an appearance. I can't say there's anything really memorable about his appearance here. He's a little more raspy than I remember, but it's just great that he made an appearance. If you don't remember John Forte, he was an extended member or adjacent to the Fugees, and he was probably most notable from being featured on Wyclef's Bee Gees sampling song, We Trying to Stay Alive, and he got put away for many years in prison, and we just didn't hear from him after that, but here he is on this Gotham project. Chillin' While Black. A horn and piano upbeat style track, especially given the sullen subject matter. But these are the kind of tracks that Kweli sounds best on, especially when he's getting deep and he's addressing the cops murdering black people continuously again and again and again. And he makes you realize how many cases there actually are as he goes through this list. And he's just naming a few. You seen the one where they shot dude in the back when he was on the run? You seen the one where they shot the kid over the toy gun? He was 12 years old. Why they call the cops? No, I mean the other one at the Walmart. It's really sad that there are multiple incidents of kids getting shot, and this was a huge topic in hip-hop songs in 2020 for obvious reasons, including the murder of George Floyd. But even this week, as George Floyd's murderer was convicted, we had several more incidents just like this of cops killing unarmed black people, including a 13-year-old boy. And Diamond D even spits a little bit getting in on the message of this track. I'll tell you later. A little bit of a different beat in style for D here. This does remind me a little bit of J Dilla's Lightworks. This also features a gruff-voiced MC named Niko Is, who I actually remember liking when I heard him on Kwali's Indy 500 project. Great project. Rhapsody's got some good stuff on that project, by the way. But Niko Is, I can't remember his verses exactly from that project, but here I know it's not equivalent because he's not really standing out to me. And I know this whole track is supposed to be understated, but it just ends up sounding unfinished. Really one of the few missteps on this project. The Fold. This is really taking Diamond D back to his original style, digging in the crates. We've got record scratches. We've got more horns. We've got another awesome 80s sounding bass line. Even the classic vocal sample. Kweli sounds really good over this old school vibe. I was really not expecting this. I'll check out every Talib Kweli album that comes out, and I'm usually not disappointed, but it's been a little while since we heard from Kweli, and I feel like it's been even longer since we heard from Diamond D, but neither has lost a step. They bring out the best in each other, and I really can't say which is better because the beats are just amazing, and Kweli remains just as potent lyrically in 2021 as he was in 1998. In fact, he's updated it. He's not talking about 1998 issues here, as you will hear some older MCs do. He has updated the potency of his lyrics for 2021. All in all, this is a lot of chemistry coming together to create a really great and thoughtful listen. I'm going to give this an 8 out of a 12 pack. Thank you for watching my review of Talib Kweli and Diamond D's Gotham. If you like this, go ahead and hit like now and hit me up in the comments. If you didn't like it, also let me know why in the comments. I drop hip-hop and hops related content consistently, so until I see you next time, keep buzzing.